I'm happy to be in Nigeria.
I arrived in Abuja last night for my first official visit as Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs to Nigeria, a country dear to France. I came to meet with the new government and to reaffirm our will to strengthen even more our bilateral cooperation in all areas. In the economic sector, we have greatly reinforced our partnership over the last years, but we can and want to go even further. Nigeria, the giant of Africa, the continent's leading economy, is also France's first trade partner in sub-Saharan Africa. French foreign direct investments in Nigeria have doubled over the last 10 years and now exceed 10 billion euros. More than 100 French companies are already working here. They do not simply sell French products, they invest in Nigeria's economy, creating jobs. About 10,000 jobs as we speak, factories, farms, and vocational training centers. Our goal for the coming years is to further increase these investments in Nigeria, but also the investments in Nigerian companies in France. The French government also invests directly in Nigeria through financing from the French Development Agency, AFD, Agence Française de Développement. Since 2010, we have mobilized close to 3 billion euros to support the entrance of Nigeria. AFD is carrying out projects in 26 out of 36 states of Nigeria. We are financing infrastructure, rural roads, marketplaces, urban transportation and water supply, but also a large number of SMEs and local startup incubators. We are also investing more and more in vocational training for the youth. Our main priority for the coming years is to support even further cultural and creative industries in Nigeria. They are already recognized worldwide and have a huge potential to be developed. We support creators and entrepreneurs in the fields of animation, video games, music, fashion and design to help them tap into international markets. I signed this morning with the Minister of Finance an investment agreement for an amount of 100 million euros for the iDice program through the AFD, and it's going to support Nigerian entrepreneurs in digital and creative industries. We provide financing, expertise, but also exposure in France and in our outstanding cultural network in Nigeria, including the French Institute in Abuja and 10 Alliances Françaises. Nigeria is also a major regional and global power with an essential role to play in meeting key global challenges: climate change, the reform of global governance, peace and security issues. On all these issues, we want to enhance dialogue and coordination between our two countries. This morning, I met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Nigeria, Mr. Yusuf Tugar. We reaffirmed our will to strengthen our partnership in terms of economy, trade, culture, development and humanitarian issues. We also talked at length about the challenges faced in the West African region at the moment, the growing threats of terrorism, the deterioration of the humanitarian situation. We also talked at length about the challenges facing the deterioration of the humanitarian situation, as well as the proliferation of coup d'etat. I reaffirmed our clear and strong support to ECOWAS efforts to protect both security and democracy in the region. I also welcomed Nigeria's leadership in the response to global challenges. I had the great honor of being received by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, His Eminence Bola Tinubu. Our discussion focused on the state of our bilateral partnership as well as major regional and global crises. I thanked him for taking part in the summit on a new global financing pact that we hosted in Paris in June 2023. More broadly, I acknowledged the irreplaceable role of Nigeria in global governance. I also informed President Tinubu that in response to the request submitted by the Nigerian Federal Ministry of Justice and in agreement with the U.S. administration, France will return to Nigeria the assets stolen from the Nigerian people by General Sani Abuja and his family that have been frozen in France since 2021. We will start discussions with the Nigerian administration in order to allocate these 150 million US dollars to development projects benefiting the population according to the priorities of the Nigerian government. In the afternoon, I went to the headquarters of the ECOWAS Commission where I met the President of the Commission, Mr. Umar Toure. We discussed the major challenges for the region at the moment, the growing threat of terrorism and the proliferation of coup d'etat. We also talked about the French financial and technical support to ECOWAS. Finally, at the end of this press conference, I will meet some of our Nigerian partners in the fields of animation, video games, fashion and design. Several of them attended the Creation Africa Forum in Paris a few weeks ago, the first international forum dedicated to African cultural and creative industries. I look forward to talking with them about the impact of this unique initiative launched by the French President Emmanuel Macron, whose attachment to Africa in general and to Nigeria in particular is well known. Thank you for your attention.